Welcome everyone, welcome to biology. Today it's our lecture number 20 and my dear student, we are discussing factors affecting Hardy-Weinberg principle. And last class we have seen already some of the factor. So number 1 we have seen factor gene flow or gene migration. Then we have discussed on gene drift. Right? So my dear student, today let us continue with the factors affecting Hardy-Weinberg principle. So my dear student, today let's discuss on number 3 factor, that is mutation. So what do you mean by mutation? So the word mutation means changes in gene or changes that occurs in chromosome. So if you find any changes that are seen or that have occurred in chromosome, in number of chromosome or in genes, okay, then we'll call it as mutation. Clear? So any changes in chromosome or in gene is known as mutation. So my dear student, as Hardy-Weinberg equilibrium, okay, it may be changed due to mutation also. Okay, so Hardy-Weinberg equilibrium if changed, then there is a chance of evolution. So mutation can also be a factor for evolution. Okay. So the spontaneous change in the genetic makeup of an individual is called mutation. So what do you mean by mutation? The spontaneous change in the genetic makeup of an individual is called mutation. That means any changes in gene or we can say the genotype of an individual is known as mutation. So my dear student, pre-existing advantageous mutation when selected with result in observation of new phenotypes, and over few generations this would result in. So my dear student, it is said that over few generation, okay, if there is some changes, okay, and you can see them phenotype. So phenotype means external appearance of an individual. So you can see here one diagram is there. So diagram, okay, first diagram, can you see? There you can see that two beetle are there, green in color, and in them what happened, in first beetle that color, okay, that they are showing the genetic makeup, okay, with the color green inside that body. Can you see the beetle? So one beetle with green color and another beetle with green and red color. Can you see? Now in future what happen, if the gene mutation or gene changes, okay, some changes occur, then what happen in future, if mutation occur, then totally the color or the appearance of that beetle changes. Okay, and if these things are observed for many generation, okay, generation after generation, then we can say that mutation have occurred, and as a result of mutation what happened, Hardy-Weinberg principle will be disturbed, and as a result there will be chance of evolution. Okay. Then my dear student, next number 4 factor is genetic recombination. Now what is genetic recombination? Exchange of genes between non-sister chromatids of homologous chromosome during gametogenesis is called genetic recombination. So my dear student, already we have discussed in cell division, okay, meiosis cell division, okay, can you recall that there are some crossing over. Can you remember? And during crossing over what happened? Non-sister chromatids of homologous chromosome, some parts, okay, from one chromosome, okay, non-sister, between the non-sister chromatids what happened, some parts of the chromosome what happened, there are some exchange of the parts, okay, and this thing happens when during gametogenesis, and that is known as genetic recombination. So we may say that during the genetic recombination also there is a chance of alteration or the changes in Hardy-Weinberg equilibrium. So, variation due to recombination during gametogenesis or due to gene flow or genetic drift result in changed frequency of genes and allele in the future generation. So, due to the variation that is been seen during recombination, genetic recombination, there will be a chance in the changes in frequency of genes and allele in future generation. As a result, there may be a chance of evolution. Okay. Then, my dear student, number fifth factor is natural selection. So, the process by which better adapted individuals with useful variations are selected by nature and leave greater number of progenies is called natural selection. So, what is natural selection? It is a process by which better adapted individual, who can adjust who can show more adjustment to the environment, they are selected, and because they are with useful variation, so they are selected by nature and leave greater number of progenies, and they are able to reproduce, and as a result there will be greater number of progenies, that means the offsprings and new individuals, and this is known as natural selection. So my dear student, can you see here in picture? So you can see some beetles are there, so green color and red color. Here you may see that one, you can consider, frog. Clear? Now selection pressure. So frog also have selection pressure, isn't it? So frog, they want food. Now what happened? Here are some insects are there. So now what happened? Frog like this individual, it also have some selection pressure. Now this character is natural, isn't it? Now it is selecting which color? Green color. As a result, what happened? Green color beetles in this number, what happened? They decrease, and red color are existing there. Now here what happened? This is also a natural selection process. Now my dear student, here what happened? Which better adapted individual with useful variations are selected by nature? Yes or no? And leave greater number of progenies. Now my dear student, natural selection can lead to stabilization selection, then directional change, then disruptive selection. So natural selection can lead to stabilizing selection. So what do you mean by stabilizing selection? Here more individuals acquire mean character value. So mean character value means, you can see stabilizing selection in the diagram. So mean character value means that can you see that peak? Middle. That means phenotype which are more adapted, and these are the middle sized one. Now can you see moderate trait, we can say. So here you can see that example is given, short tailed mesh up the cat's balance. So cat with short tail, these are not much adapted. Yes or no? So long tails drag on the ground. If they have long tail, then also what will happen? They will be dragged down. So which one will be the more presentable or suitable or comfortable for the cat? Middle tail are best, because of which you will find that they are having this middle tail. So stabilization selection. So here what happened? Individual acquire mean character value, the middle one. Then natural selection may lead to directional change also. So in directional change, what would happen? More individual acquire value other than mean character value. So here you will find that middle one is not adapted by the individual. So directional selection, here you will see that example is given, long wiggled tails look like a snake. So can you see the long tailed, it looks like a snake and scare predators. So if they have long tail, then what would happen? It may scare the predators, and the longer the tail, the more it looks like a snake. So because of which what happen, they will if they may they may acquire this character, what happen, they will be more adapted. So because of which what happen, directional selection is seen here. So here with this example, I hope that the doubt is clear. So here what rather than the middle sized one, they prefer the long tail. Okay, so because of which, can you see here, lizard like they are acquiring the long tail one. Then next is disruptive selection. So here what happen, more individual acquire periphery character value at both ends of the distribution curve. So here in disruptive selection, what happen, they don't select the middle sized one. Okay, so they here what happen, natural selection will be at the both peripheral side. So here example is given, short tails help keep predator from catching you on the ground, long tails are good for balance in the trees, and medium tails don't help. So here what happen, the individual don't have medium tails, they may have the long tail. Okay, and long tail are good for balance in the trees. So to keep balance in the trees, they may have long tails, and sometimes they may have short tails. For what purpose? Predators from catching you. So they will help keep predators from catching you. Okay, so with the help of this diagram, I hope that your idea regarding natural selection can lead to stabilization selection, directional selection, okay, and disruptive selection. So here what happen, natural selection, that means individual to adjust in the environment, what are the different character they can acquire. Okay, so with this, my dear student, factors affecting Hardy-Weinberg principle we have completed. So thank you and have a great day.